Hi everyone, and welcome back. I am so looking forward to bringing you guys today's video, simply because this is by far I can't say it's my favorite place to decorate, but this is probably top two. I would say this is my absolute second favorite space to decorate for Halloween, and I have just been beside myself looking forward to bringing this video to you guys. So today, we are going to be today we're going to be decorating my dining room table right behind me. So the space that you see right here, we are going to be turning it into a Halloween extravaganza, and I'm going to go over more about the theme we're going to be doing in just a moment, so definitely make sure you stick around. And we're back, and I did just want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every single one of you for all of the love that you've shown on my recent videos. It has just been such a joy for me to get in front of this camera each week and come out with some spooky content. So thank you guys. I'm so thankful for all of you. And if you are new here, thank you for joining our spooky family, and allow me to be the first to say welcome home. On this channel, you can expect us to do all things Halloween related, and we're gonna discuss and just kind of dive into everything that pertains to the strange and unusual. So if that is right up your alley, I promise you came to the right place. And to all of my original spookies, thank you for joining me yet again for another spooky train wreck. I am always happy to have you. All right, guys, before I blab on too long, let's just dive right into what we're gonna be doing in this decorate with me. So we are decorating my dining room table, and I look forward to decorating this space every single year. It is by far one of the highlights of my Halloween season. It's definitely a magical space once it's all decorated. So I'm so excited to bring this video to you guys. And I also want to say I hope all of you have been well. I hope you've been safe. And I hope that you've been enjoying your Halloween season. And let me know. I've been dying to know, what some of your favorite spaces to decorate are. Like, what are the places in your home that you truthfully look forward to decorating each year? If you want to share that with me in the comments, I would love to hear about it. I just find it very, very, very special and unique to kind of get a little glimpse into people's Halloween worlds, like what's special and sentimental to them. I find that very magical. So if you want to share, feel free to. If not, no worries. We still got a fun video coming your way. So we will be decorating the table right behind me. And before we actually begin, I will say, viewer discretion advised. This space, I definitely get lost in when I'm decorating it, because it's by far, for a lack of better words, it's just one of my most elaborate spaces that I decorate, and I definitely go for a maximalist look for this dining room table back here. So just to give you some context, what we're going to be doing today is I take this space and I turn it into a vintage black and white pinstriped Halloween extravaganza, and there is no better way to put that into words. So if that sounds like something you want to learn more about, definitely stay tuned, because it's gonna be a good video, I promise. All right, and here we are at my dining room table, and before we begin, there's just a couple of things I'm gonna have to do first that I'm not quite sure how it's gonna go. I have to put the leaf in the table, and that I'm now remembering is usually a two-person project. So I'm gonna start by doing that first. and then we'll go over everything. And we're back. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But it is okay. It is okay. We have to remember this is an antique, so antiques don't always cooperate how they should. This table has been in my family since I was a small child. So it's an absolute antique, and I think my parents bought it as an antique already when I was a kid. So it was an antique when I was a kid. So it's a very old table, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So trying to like put a table leaf in by yourself, definitely if you're ever doing that, get your husband, your boyfriend, your wife, whoever, get them to help you. Or a friend, or whoever it is, just get a second person to help you, because that was seriously the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. But we made it. We got the table leaf in, and I had to do that, you guys, because this display that I'm doing is massive. As I mentioned earlier, this is very much a maximalist display that I'm going to be doing, so it gets pretty massive. So just know that that's why it wasn't an option for me to not put the table leaf in. It had to be done. So anyways, now we are finally to the step where we're just gonna start with our Mrs. Myers. And we're just gonna give this a quick spray down. And with my antiques, you know, like with my antique table and my curio cabinet, you know, those pieces of furniture are very old, so typically I would also wet these paper towels, but water and antiques do not mix, so you want to try to not do that. Hi everyone. So what I'm doing here is I have these teardrop Halloween florals, or I guess they're more of a teardrop wreath, I should say. But I have these teardrop Halloween wreaths that I picked up from Michael's this year. And I absolutely adore these. I decided I was going to use these as the table runners for this display. And they just work so perfectly with the theme. They've got these black and white pinstriped ornaments, and all of this black and white pinstriped ribbon, and just different Halloween colors in there. I absolutely adore these. I really feel that they're going to just tie everything together very well. This is a Halloween centerpiece that I use every single year with this display. And I picked this up from Michael's a few years back, and it is always the centerpiece of this display, and it works perfectly. This skull guy that you see, I picked him up from Michael's as well, but he was originally a part of a wreath that I just kind of tore apart. And then these pumpkins that you see here, I've had these for a few years as well. These always go as part of this display. And I also tied some ribbon around the orange pumpkin just to kind of tie it together. These candelabras you see are some very special pieces. They're some of my favorite antiques that I own. And this cloche is just from Target a few years back. I'm just putting some moss inside the cloche. These lanterns I've been really excited to talk about. These are some Joanna Parker and Bethany Lowe lanterns. I love these guys. I've been decorating with these guys this is my second year decorating with them, and I'm just so excited. These pumpkin characters that you see here, these are very special. These were my first ever Christmas gift from my boyfriend. And sweetheart, if you're watching, I love you so much. And I love these guys. They were the perfect addition to this display. That cat guy I picked up from Michael's a few years back. This is another Bethany Lowe piece. He goes by the name of the Skelly Sugar Clown. And it's either Scully Sugar Clown, one of the two. I love this piece, and I've had him for a few years now. Now I'm just adding a few more characters and just doing some character placement. This is a very important step, you guys. So I love to add a lot of depth and different height variations to my displays. So to achieve that, I added some mason jars here. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taking some black fabric and I'm placing it over all of the mason jars and the candles that I added, because I basically just use whatever works, and oftentimes that looks like adding mason jars, boxes, and a Bath and Body Works candle, as you can see. So we just got to cover that with fabric so that way you can't see it. And now I'm just kind of getting everything how it's supposed to look, and I'm just doing some fine tuning here, just trying to make sure it all looks aesthetically pleasing. These skeleton hands that you see, I've decorated with for a few years now, and I always just love to place these guys, randomly in the display. I think they really tie it together. These Halloween fairy lights I picked up over at Party City this year, and those are going to go in the Halloween cloche. And now we're just moving on to some more Halloween fabric. I love taking this vintage styled Halloween fabric and I love incorporating it into this display. It really ties all of those vintage patterns that you see throughout the entire display. It ties all of it really well. And it really just kind of adds some more depth. That's basically what we're trying to achieve with this display every single year. We just want as much depth as possible. And here I'm just adding some more ribbon. These black and white pinstriped ribbons always really help with tying this theme together. And here I'm just adding some more ribbon. I love these orange polka dot ribbons. What I'm doing here is I'm just tying everything into bows just to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. I also took these polka dot ribbons from a Halloween wreath a few years back. And that has just been a lifesaver each year. It's really helped tie this theme together. Now we're just kind of fine-tuning and getting everything how it should be. And now we've moved on to where I'm adding this Spanish moss. And I love decorating with this moss, you guys. It's always one of my favorite tools when decorating, just because it's a great way to add a lot of depth and just kind of make a theme look a little bit more spooky. I will say though, buyer beware. This Spanish moss gets absolutely everywhere, you guys. It is such a pain to deal with, but it is so worth it in the end. It really, really adds depth to your display, and it kind of just makes everything look just a little bit more fancy, in my opinion. But it was the death of me. It took forever to get this vacuumed up. So buyer beware. And now I'm just adding moss here and there and just kind of getting everything how I want it. I spent a good while on this. This is kind of where you can add some artistic flair. And I think at this point I was getting very happy with the final look. And I feel like this step really kind of brought everything together. We do a lot of fine tuning here. You know, this process took quite a while, and you know, this is definitely the part where I really lose myself in decorating. This is my favorite part of it, is just kind of getting everything staged and kind of seeing the final look start to come together. Okay, so we are finally back, you guys, and we're officially to the end of this process here. We got our table scape all finished, and now we're just doing the final touches. And part of that is I'm gonna be adding the silverware that's gonna go for part of our table setting. And I do apologize, you'll notice that the plates just magically appeared all around the table. I forgot to film adding the dinner plates, so I do apologize for that. But anyways, all I have here is I took a set of silverware and I, you know, wrapped it up in napkins, or not napkins, but napkin towels, or that's not even what I'm looking for. I wrapped them up in little towels, and we're going to go ahead and set the table now. So let's just get right to it. All right, guys, and that is going to finish this video. I'm so excited. We finally finished our black and white pinstriped Halloween tablescape extravaganza, and I am so excited to show you guys the finished product. So I don't want to wait a second longer for this because I've been really excited to bring this one to you guys. So let's just do it. everyone. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed decorating my dining room table. I really was looking forward to bringing this space to you guys, and I hope it gave you all the Halloween magic. And if it did, please, please, please be sure to subscribe and definitely make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. As always, guys, please stay safe and happy Halloween.